Okay, so I'm pretty sure none of you guys remember this, but believe like a month ago, um I posted on my community tab that if you guys wanted to see me do reviews of Thomas fan films. So before, I got more yeses than nos, but then I got more nos than yes. But you know what? This is my channel. I get to do whatever the frick I want. So I'm gonna be doing reviews of Thomas fan films. And since today is the 5th anniversary of Tobias and the Pariah, I'm gonna be doing a review of, this movie with my engines from the movie. Well, not all of them. This Trackmaster Thomas is going to be representing Gordon because I still don't got a Gordon yet. All my Gordons are stuck in a shed outside my house. This truck is going to be Atherton or Bear, whatever. And this Thomas is going to be Edward. So, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the movie. I'm gonna be talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, and then I'll give my final rating. Don't know if this will be 2 parts or not. I'm doing this unscripted, so sorry if I may have a short pause every now and again, and there's a lot of uhs and yeah, but yeah. I already said it! Oh my god! I'm a little crazy because I made a mistake of having my fan on and I'm freezing cold right now. I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm fine now. I got a blanket on my legs, so, let's do this review. So, Tobias and a Half Pariah is a Thomas fan film that was created by Times. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his last name. Back in 2014 on August 24th, 5 years ago, on this very day. And when it was uploaded, well, let me just tell you, it took me about a couple of days to actually find out about this movie because I only found out about it about one of some kind of YouTuber um making a video of their voice impression of Montague. It wasn't me because, like I just said, I didn't know about Tobias and Pariah then. So I decided to see this Tobias and Pariah movie, and when I watched it, let me just tell you, I was amazed. Now, since this came out in 2014, I was 9 at the time. No, wait, I was actually 8. My birthday is in September. So yeah, I was 8, and even though it's a PG-13 film, I think, whatever, I still watched it and I enjoyed it. It was really, really good. It was crazy to know that this movie was made in trains. I don't know. I don't think it's simulator. I don't know. I don't know what kind of trains thing it was made in, but whatever. So, the movie. Well, the movie is about Tobias, or Toby for short. And you see, Tobias, or I'll just say Toby. Toby is like the most powerful steam engine in the world because he's a hybrid steam engine. And then that's where Montague, or Evil Duck, comes into the story. So apparently, like 18 years ago, where the special takes place in, Montague used to be a diesel, and because of Tobias being vain, they had this big accident, and they planted Montague's engine into Toby, and that's how he became a hybrid steam diesel locomotive, and he's all fast and powerful and strong and crap, and Montague was put in a pannier tank engine, and now he's seeking out for revenge for Tobias. So yeah, the first few minutes is basically a retelling of like the original TV series or railway series book, Toby the Tram Engine, where Toby meets Sir Tom Hat, or if you're British, the Fat Controller. I'm just gonna say Sir Tom Hat, and he goes to Sodor, and I don't have Henrietta at all. I just realized that. What can I use as Henrietta? Bob the Builder, rebooty, scoopity scoopy. He's gonna be Henrietta. So yeah, Henrietta's there by Toby's side, and Thomas takes Toby in So, Toby feels like a freak compared to the other inches because he thinks he's too different for them to understand and stuff. I don't remember that much from the movie at all. So yeah, and Henrietta is trying to like comfort Toby, so to make him feel better. And so when Toby goes back to the sheds that night, he meets Gordon, who acts like a prick to Toby. One day, Gordon breaks down, I believe, and so Toby has to help carry the he has to help pull Gordon and the express. And once he does that, he's like flying down the speed. He's faster than Mallard. And all the engines are impressed, and Gordon's pissed, and he's like, "Damn you!" So yeah, one day before Gordon breaks down or something, Toby meets Oliver. Oliver seems innocent at first, but turns out he's working for Montague, which happens on the same day where everyone's praising Toby and crap. So he goes back to the Diesel place, tells Montague about this, and Montague is like, "Tell them to bring him to me," aka the Diesels. So yeah, Toby is now the new express engine. He takes Henrietta along with the express, and somehow Gordon changes the points and diverts Toby onto the branch line, so he'll be a few minutes late. And then Tom's like, "Percy's coming on the same track," and there's a big crash about to happen, but then Toby all of a sudden goes. No, I was gonna say Super Saiyan, but no, that happens later on in the movie. That's like glow in his eyes, and he derails himself along with the express, and then Percy survives. So yeah, that night everyone is like blaming Gordon, like, "Get on my island!" And so Gordon is banished to the Art Railway, where he meets up with these Diesels, who are like, "Where is the Northwestern Railway?" "Up yours." And so, Gordon shows them where the Northwestern Railway is, even though Oliver could have shown them, because, well, he was there before in the movie. So, yeah, one day, Toby's pulling the express, and he meets Allerton. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Or Bear in the movie. It's Bear, but he's renamed Allerton. That's why I know it's in the movie. Real quick, I'm gonna go off scripted. I never wrote a script, but who cares? In the movie, Duck, Bear, and Diesel have different names. And I think it's because Bear is named after a bear, Duck is named after a duck, and Diesel is named after, well, a diesel. And Time's just like, I'm gonna give them non-stupid names. So he called Diesel Ludwig, Bear Allerton, and Duck, well, his real name, Montague. So yeah, Allerton tries to get Toby and Henrietta to go to Montague, but they're like, "Hell no!" And then, this huge chase happens, Toby loses them, and sooner or later, Ludwig, or Diesel, brings Gordon, and Gordon is now part of the dark side, so he's now working for Montague. The next day, Tobias and Henrietta are hiding at the quarry when they encounter Mavis, who is voiced by a guy. Gonna pause the story real quick. I gotta talk about Mavis. Yeah, Mavis is voiced by a dude in the movie, and the crazy thing is that she has a deep, gruff voice. She's just like, "There you are. I'm looking all over for ya." Now, there's only two females who talk in this movie, which is Henrietta and Mavis. And Tynes actually does a pretty good female impression for Henrietta, but, whoever voiced, Mavis, no offense, but it sucks. In fact, I think I found, like, a comment, from the person who voiced Mavis, in the comments below of Tobias and Pariah, and they said something about how their voice was in the movie. I can't remember what it said, but I think I did. So yeah, Mavis tries to, I guess, kill Tobias, because that's what it seems like she's doing, and so Tobias goes all Super Saiyan on her and kills her. So Mavis is dead. She's out of the story. Yeah, they had to like escape and stuff. One point, Tobias needs help from Thomas here. So, yeah, he wants Henrietta to be a part of Henry's train, who does nothing in the movie. I think Henry has like under 10 lines in the movie. He does absolutely nothing. Also, he's voiced by Enterprising Engines 93. So yeah, Henry pulls Henrietta along with the Express. Yeah. So yeah. Later on, Henrietta is captured by Gordon and taken to Montague because since Toby is attached to Henrietta, they're gonna find a way to lure Toby into Montague's non-existent hands. Meanwhile, Thomas and Toby are talking about something, and Gordon comes along with Henrietta. Then Ludwig, for some reason, just takes her away, and Gordon takes Tobias to the Diesels. And Tobias doesn't know who Montague is, and so Montague has to tell Tobias about their story and how, he became a steam engine. So, I already told you the story. But yeah, apparently Tobias lost his memory during the process, but Montague didn't, so he's still seeking out for revenge. So, Gordon, Tobias, and Henrietta are, like, in a shed, and, Gordon's angry with Tobias, and then Henrietta has this little speech about how, everyone does appreciate Gordon before he caused that huge hell that happened, earlier in the movie, and so Gordon has a change of heart and decides to get them out. But then Ludwig and Atherton start chasing after them, but then they come to some freight cars, and Tobias has to shunt them out of the way while Gordon holds the Diesels down. Once Tobias clears the cars out of the way, Allerton comes by and pushes Ludwig and Gordon into the back of the shed, killing them both. That's what I noticed. Did anyone notice that Ludwig died in the process? Because everyone's talking about how engines like Gordon, Montague, and Mavis died in the movie, but no one cares about Ludwig. That's sad. Respect for Ludwig. Hashtag respect for Ludwig in the comments below. Because he died in the movie, and it's sad, even though he didn't have that much of a role in the movie. Whatever. So, Tobias and Henrietta escape. They talk about what's going on with Montague and stuff. Speaking of Montague, he comes, talks about how when he was a Diesel, everything was much safer, and he's like, I'm going to Sodor, rally up the Diesels! And so, that's what they do. Yeah, Tobias knows about this, so, he goes back to the sheds and tells the other engines, he tells more engines, however, for some reason, Tynes just like to shove other engines in the background of the movie, like Alfred, Lady, Wilbur, like, it was just weird. How they all come to Sodor before Toby. So, Toby tells them, about what Montague was going to do, and, everyone's on Toby's side and stuff, and so, the big battle begins. Steamies versus Diesels. I know Mavis and Ludwig are dead, but I need other Diesels, okay? Oh, and Oliver too. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the attack is about to begin. Montague has this little speech about talking about how Tobias has killed innocent people and stuff. Yeah. And, they're gonna have two choices. Either Tobias gives Montague back his engine, or else he and all of his friends die, and after a long speech, the Diesels are about to attack. But then, the Steamies strike back. Oliver runs away, and these two run away. And so, yeah, the chase begins. They chase after these two, and then they find Henrietta, and then they take her hostage. But then on the way, these two having trouble with the diesels, so Thomas and Percy have to help them, and Tobias goes after Montague. Um, oh my god, I've been talking for a long time. I won't be able to fit this all in one part. Okay, I'm gonna, oh my god! I'm gonna pause this right now. I'm about to do part 2 in a second, but, you know, you guys are just watching this, so whatever. Part 2 will probably be up in some moment in time. Whatever. Goodbye.